We participated. I grew up as a pastor's kid, and I really believe that God does His redemptive work through the church. So we wanted to be a part of that. We wanted to financially give toward the success of this church.
We participated in the first campaign mostly because we really felt that it was something that God was doing here. I mean, we saw the attendance going up, we saw people coming to Christ, we saw lives being changed, and we saw that their space was needed. So, I mean, that's the basic reason we participated, because we wanted to be a part of that.
And to see all these people come in from all over the county and otherwise, it's just fantastic. And all these little people, when we see we see more and more pregnant people. I'll say to Mel, here comes some more kids for mops and for preschool and for the little kids that he watches on Sunday. And it's very exciting.
When we went through the Open the Door campaign, I think I participated because I didn't want to be left out. I didn't want to see these amazing things go forward at North and not take part of the joy of giving and not be a part of the blessing of giving.
More and more people were coming. It seemed like every week, church got more and more crowded, and we thought it was a good thing to have space for everybody.
Why do you think it makes you get so emotional when you talk about creating space?
Because I'm so excited about how the church has grown so much.
I mean, we knew, okay, we had some savings, so we put aside to buy a boat. That's easy. Beyond that, we didn't really know how we were going to fund that pledge, what we were going to give, but we knew that God wanted us to do that with His money. And so, so over the course of the 3 years, it was just different things that came up that allowed us to give. So we had choices. Oh, we could do this. We decided not to, so that we could fulfill that pledge.
When this campaign come along, we decided to use the funds that we had saved from the retirement part of our savings, and we took some of those funds out and put them into the campaign.
We, at the time, had planned a big trip. We were supposed to go to Africa, and we were very excited about this. We were going with another couple, and when this came up, we decided we couldn't do both and be fair and give from our heart what we should to the church. So we were in Atlanta. We called the other couple in Rochester and said, we feel like we should give to the church rather than go on this trip to Africa. And they said, we agree with you. They're members of North also, and they said, we agree with you 100%. So then we were able to give more than what we originally thought.
We were very much relying on God to provide for the college costs that we had undertaken. And I remember thinking, how can we rely on Him to provide for that and not rely on Him to provide for us to be able to give to this campaign? So as we prayed about it and thought it through, we came up with a dollar amount, and it was kind of outrageous to us that we were doing it, but we were definitely stepping out on faith and looking to see what God was going to do.
We feel as if we've been blessed spiritually, through spiritual growth. We feel as though we've been blessed financially. Looking back, it turns out it really wasn't that big of a sacrifice. I mean, initially I was like, ooh, this is going to be a big sacrifice. Looking back, were we really negatively financially impacted? We really weren't. And He's blessed us in our family as well. So we look back just overwhelmed with blessing. And again, if God's calling us to be a part of this campaign again, and we're praying through that right now, but whatever He calls us to do, we are going to do it because we don't want to miss that blessing.
Well, it wasn't a sacrifice. Actually, our funds, even though we went through a recession, we were antique dealers, and our business didn't fall off like most people businesses were. And so we did well throughout the campaign.
So you really have got to spend time in prayer. and especially if you're married as couples, so that you're unified in that and listening to what God would have you to do. When you're settled on what God would have you to do, I would tell you this: be courageous. Do it. He will bless you. He will see you through it. Everything that you have, He gave you anyways. Whatever He's asked you to do, He will provide for you to do it. So spend time in prayer and then obey, and He will bless you. I'm confident of that.
We do not know exactly what God is going to have us do with this campaign, although I do know that He's going to have us contribute something. So we're working through those numbers. We want to help create the spaces.